Remember, Cuenca has gone the distance in every fight, so he can go the distance. Yang hasn't had as many fights, not even half as many fights as Cuenca has had. Cuenca is 34 years of age, but no sign of tiring as we go to the 4th round, and that's for sure. We know he can go the distance. Yang has got to figure out some way to get to this guy. The guy is not running like we expected him to run. He's standing in front of him, and he's really engaging the fight. Is Cuenca. This is round 4. Cuenca to the right of you, to the left of your screen, in the green and white, in the gold trunks, is like Yang. Yang every once in a while able to get that right hand through there, but he just doesn't look like he's got the tremendous power that he's had against other opponents. This guy, this is some of the frustration again, as Yang just loads up the right hand. Cuenca, just a sensational boxer so far tonight, both with the feet, hands, the hand speed, his ability to touch up Yang, Yang's inability to figure this guy out. Even now, Cuenca can feint. He gets Yang getting his feet crossed up. Now Yang's left hand is down. He reaches from the hip. Now he's got it back up there. Yang's inability to be able to hit this guy at all, and Cuenca is seemingly anytime he wants to engage is able to hit him. And that's been the story of the fight. Does that uppercut for the 2nd time, and he catches a piece of Yang. Yang's punches look very, very light when he throws them. In previous fights, he looked like he had tremendous power, but he just can't catch this guy. The story of this fight coming into it was, you know, we didn't know a lot of the opponents that Cuenca fought, and that he fought just about all his fights in Argentina. You don't know what we're going to see against a kid that we thought had a lot of power, and he's not showing that power tonight with his inability to be able to catch Cuenca. So far, we're only in round number 4, and this is scheduled for 12. But so far, well, there's a right hand that got through finally by Yang, but it didn't slow down any of the movement of Cuenca. Another masterful boxing round for Cuenca. Cuenca cut Yang at the very end of the last round, and he wanted to unload his shot here at the end of this one too, but didn't catch him. That's another Cuenca round.
Listen.
Well, now as we go to the 5th round, if my scoring is the same as Ian Scott, Ben Kilty, and Mike Fitzgerald, he needs to win every single round from here to the 9th round just to get even. Talking about Yang. Cuenca's putting a lot of points in the up on the scoreboard here, especially with that first round when Yang wasn't really knocked down, but he fell back into the ropes with a punch on the end of it. So the referee, Denrex, really had to score a knockdown. I think he scored it right.
Seconds out, please.
And that 10-8 kind of set the pace for the rest of it. So here we go to round number 5 at the Cotai Arena. Let's see if the corner of Yang can see if they can get an adrenaline flow going and letting him know that he's way behind in this fight. Cuenca continues to slide around to his right, then he stops, plants his outstretched right foot to the southpaw, back to his right again after going left for a while. And this is what can be frustrating for a young fighter like Yang. There's the Chinese crowd trying to get Yang fired up. Yang from Dalian in China, which is up just outside of North Korea on the coast of northern China, northeastern China. Cuenca just gets that right hand out, continues to circle around to his right, and comes with a left hook upstairs. Back and forth he goes, jabbing, catching it. Yang just can't catch him, and it is frustrating for him now. And pretty soon he's going to start throwing very wide shots, just trying to catch this guy to do something. Cuenca comes in, throws a whole bunch of punches. When he comes in the hit zone, Cuenca's throwing punches. There's a couple of frustrating shots thrown by Yang, but again, I've said it before, but if Cuenca's idea was to frustrate this guy, he'd been very successful. All those punches, nothing landed. Anytime that Yang does anything, the crowd comes to a lot of excitement. There's Cuenca with that straight left hand down the middle. That's his power shot to the southpaw. Even though in the first round it was scored a knockdown, it wasn't any kind of shot that hurt him. Yang caught him with a decent right hand up in the upper left cheek that time. But that's about all he's done in this round. Only 44 seconds to go. As Cuenca hits him 2 or 3 more times. Watch Cuenca when he enters into that hit zone. He's throwing punches. As Yang tries to make something of it, and Cuenca's able to engage with him. Yang caught him in there, and he nails him with the right hand, left hand. And right back comes Cuenca. Oh, he knocks him down. Straight right hand. He'll have to take the standing 8 count, so that gets Yang back into the fight. He needed something dramatic to happen. Cuenca down, a flash knockdown, but nonetheless, it'll be a 10-8 round. The bell ends, and that one punch gets Yang back into the fight. There's still 3 rounds separating these guys, but watch this. Oh, he caught him right to graze the chin. He didn't really catch him flush, but he caught him flush enough to drop him.
Do your job. Do your job. Do your job.
Don't step back and look at your fucking
I've got it scored after 5 rounds, 48-45. But the way that round was going, if Yang had gone on to lose that round, it would have been next to impossible without a bunch of knockdowns to win it. Well, he did what he had to do. He knocked Cuenca down in the 5th round, and that gets him back into the fight. But mind you, he's still unofficially 3 rounds behind, but that will certainly get the adrenaline flowing for Ike Yang. So Yang now knows that he can drop this guy, even though it was only a sort of a flash knockdown and a little balance problem for Cuenca, but very effective in terms of the scoring of this fight. Basically, what's happened is the first round knockdown by Cuenca was negated by the 5th round knockdown, and Cuenca won the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round. So Yang is going to start putting together some rounds now if he wants to get back in this fight. Cuenca is not tired. He wasn't dazed by that knockdown. A little bit short with his punches. He engages downstairs with that left hand to the body. Yang back and forth. At some stage, Yang may want to just draw this guy into a war and take a chance and just put your ears back and let fly and try to drag him into the war. Cuenca may be a little too sharp for that to happen. Yang trying to draw the guy in and let go with his right hand down the middle. There it goes with the right hand down the middle. He caught him, but not hard. Those punches falling short. He's got the aggressiveness, but is not as effective as it was in the last round. So Yang trying to sneak right back into this fight. I mean, no damage done there whatsoever. Cuenca a little bit short with his jab now, and he wasn't short with his jab through 2, 3, and 4. Yang caught him on the chin again. This round is up for grabs as Yang nailed him with that shot. As Cuenca come back, Cuenca's punches aren't landing like they were in those early few rounds. 50 seconds to go in this round, and Yang can win this round if he keeps him off and he doesn't let him land anything too heavy. The reason I'm talking like this, it's just more of a push of a punch, and he went up against the ropes that time. Yang kind of taunting him right now. This is just what Yang didn't want to allow to happen with 20 seconds to go in this round, was for this guy to finish landing shots like this. It's probably going to cost Yang the round.
10 seconds.
Nice straight left hand. Yang loads up the left hand and whistles past his chin. But you know what happened there? Yang was on his way to winning that round. And then with about maybe 25 seconds to go, Cuenca landed about 5 or 6 shots, and Yang didn't. So that's another round for Cuenca. I'm quite sure the judges will see it that way. Just show you some replay of some of the hard shots in this round. See, that's a real good shot there. Solid right hand. Straight left hand down the middle. And those are the power shots. And that's why most likely the judges are going to give this, with that flurry at the very end of the round, most likely they're going to give that round to Cuenca.
Very important, Yang.
Remember, the judges are from New Zealand and Ian Scott. Ben Kilty is from Perth, Australia. And Mike Fitzgerald is from Wisconsin in the USA. So they don't really have any interest, any of them, in who wins this fight. But in China, it's very important for Yang and the progression of the Chinese fighters to try to win this championship, and it's far from over. We're only in round number 7. Second half of the fight begins now. Is Yang trying to put pressure on the guy? And again,
Careful with your head. Careful with your head.
I get excited because the Chinese fans here get excited anytime Yang does anything. Very fast pace to this fight. Good shots landed by Cuenca there again. Cuenca just a real good boxer. I tell you, Yang has got to do more of the mixing up with this guy if you can get him to engage. Try to make a war out of it and hope that he comes out on the strong end of the war. Cuenca really hasn't wanted to do that sort of thing. And the one time he did, he got dropped. So he's going to continue to fight because it's working perfectly for him to this point. Yang trying to catch him with one shot to try to loosen him up so that he can do something else. And Cuenca back and forth, slides to his right, throws up the right hand. Now he's back to fighting the way he was in 2, 3, and 4. And then when he comes into that hit zone, he's throwing punches. There's a couple of crisp shots landed by Yang. Yang wants in the worst way to land that right hand down the middle on this southpaw. Is he frustrated? I don't know, a little bit, I guess. I would be fighting this guy, the way he moves and the way he scores when he comes in. Yang loops the right hand up over the shoulder, then the left hand. Tries to engage him on the inside now. That's the way Yang would like to fight this fight. He'd like to brawl with this guy. Cuenca might just be too smart for that sort of thing. Cuenca back and forth. He bounces to his left and back to his right. Sets up. Lets his hands go. That's another thing Yang has got to do. He's got to let his hands go more. Gets him to the side.
Okay. No punching behind the head.
You don't every time that Yang does anything slightly, he gets on him. That time, punching behind the head. Well, throwing a puncher in like that, what could he do? Cuenca just a master boxer in here. Yang catches him with the left hand upstairs a little bit. Yang certainly not outboxing him in this round. With 20 seconds to go. Now here's Yang, lands a couple of shots, and another one. Right back comes Cuenca. So every time Yang is able to do something, Cuenca has been able to neutralize him in the last couple of rounds since he was down back in the 5th. Well, now with Cuenca winning the last 2 rounds, he's got a 5-point advantage in my score sheet again.